Breakfast and brilliant ideas, coffee and conversation, we're serving up that and much more at IBJ Media's events. Join us at an upcoming event and kickstart your day with fresh ideas and new connections. Check out our event lineup and register now at ibj.com/RSVP.
This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the afternoon of Tuesday, March 24th, 2026. I'm Alex Brown. Florida-based Terra Hosting is expanding to Indiana with a new crypto mining hosting and data center operation at the Vermillion Megapark in west central Indiana. Co-founder Michael Zuccarelli says the company has already begun providing crypto mining co-location services after a nearly $5 million investment.
We didn't want to be around a lot of residential places just because of the ongoing sentiment with the mining facilities, the noise. It had a lot to do with making sure we can work with the right power company too. So it was a lot of different factors that all had to come into one in order for us to find the perfect place.
He said the company's investment in Vermillion County could grow to more than $20 million. A public fundraising campaign launched earlier this month aims to raise money to support the next round of improvements at the Hamilton County 4-H Fairgrounds. Plans call for the construction of a multi-purpose arena, expanded classroom space, and additional climate-controlled buildings to support year-round programming. To date, the Friends of Hamilton County Extension has raised more than $4 million. Former Daily Show host Trevor Noah will be the final speaker in DePauw University's Ubben Lecture Series when he comes to the Greencastle campus on April 30th. The university said the event will mark the end of the 40-year-old series, which has featured high-profile speakers such as Margaret Thatcher, Bill Clinton, and Jesse Jackson. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Thanks for listening to this IBJ Media podcast. You're probably going to remember this ad. Do you know why? Podcast advertising works. 85% of listeners recalled hearing an ad during a podcast, and 70% of podcast listeners have acted after hearing an ad. So whether you're looking to be heard across the entire IBJ Media podcast network, sponsor one of our shows, or just start with a 30-second ad, IBJ Media can help. Contact advertise at ibj.com to learn more.
The Southwest Allen County Schools Board of Trustees and Indiana University Health are expressing their opposition to a proposed mixed-use development in Southwest Allen County that would include a limestone quarry. In separate statements, the district and health system expressed concerns over environmental and health impacts such a project could have on students and patients. Resident Sean McCarthy told our partners at WPTA-TV that the project could also negatively impact future development.
The homes that are already there right now, if this is built, they're going to take a significant property value hit. And no one else is going to want to build there. You're not going to want to put your house next to this industrial development. And so if you look at the county's overall development plan, and you look at decisions that have already been made to put in subdivisions, and then the additional residents that may come in the future, this is going to have a huge deterrent effect on that development, and that development's critical not only for county revenue, but for the school district specifically.
The proposed project, encompassing more than 1,600 acres south of US 24, includes the quarry as well as a concrete factory and asphalt plant, but county officials say the proposal is in the very early review stages. Hoosiers are less likely to undergo routine cancer screenings or take their children to an annual checkup than residents of other states, according to a new report commissioned by the Indiana Business Health Collaborative. The report found Indiana trails the nation and neighboring states in key areas of primary and preventative care access. Investments in both areas could contribute to efforts by lawmakers to curb medical costs by shifting patients away from the emergency department in high-cost specialty care through early detection and chronic disease management. Pearsoft, a Miami-based AI-driven procure-to-pay and financial automation company, has acquired Nimbello, an accounts payable automation and payments provider specializing in purchase order-based invoices headquartered in Granger. Nimbello's Sanjay Agte said Pearsoft was the right partner for the deal.
Strategically, they have a great name in the space, right? They're a leading provider of the procure-to-pay automation. They help businesses optimize their AP workflows. They're leaning into the AI technology. So all of that was checking the boxes.
Financial terms were not disclosed, but Agte said Nimbello would continue to have a presence in Granger. IU Columbus finance professor Ryan Brewer is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports, and entertainment, and beyond. Available now on the IBJ Media app or your favorite podcast provider. I'm Alex Brown for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.
Get a behind-the-scenes look at Indiana's most influential leaders. On Business and Beyond, we go beyond titles and resumes to explore the personal stories, pivotal moments, and hard-won lessons that shape Hoosier leadership. Hear from the people driving Indiana forward in their own words. Subscribe and listen wherever you get your podcast or at ibjpodcasts.com.
Do you want to know what really drives change in Indiana? You won't find it in sound bites, you'll find it in stories. Stories from CEOs, lawyers, coaches, entrepreneurs, and community advocates. That's the IBJ Media Podcast Network. Insightful, local, impactful. Find all of our shows by searching IBJ Media in your podcast app or visit ibjpodcast.com.